Hello everyone, welcome back to some more BTD6, and today I bring you potentially the hardest boss event ever, in my opinion. As you can see here, it's on Resort, and you have a ton of starting cash, which is usually a pretty bad sign. And if you look at the rules, you can see why. Balloon speed's been increased by 110%, mob speed's been increased by 120, Cerem health has been increased by 150, mob health has been increased by 150, boss health has been increased by 350, and boss speed's been increased by 135. Super Monkey is banned, unfortunately, and you have a Paragon limit of 6, which I don't think should be too bad. But, yeah. Tier 5 for this boss is gonna be brutal. But I think that I could potentially cope with this. And so the interesting thing about this is that you can start, I believe, you can start with a Monkey Town, which is what I think I'll actually end up doing. So just do something like this. Sell. Ooh, we're close. Is it worth delaying Benjamin? Because if I don't place bound Ben, actually, let me do triple discount first. Let me see if triple discounting is worth it here. You also have a monkey limit of 60. That's probably the most annoying thing about this, honestly. We save a little bit more money, but no, I think I'll have to delay Benjamin, which is fine. I think it is worth doing that to get Monkey Town ASAP. So we get free Dart Monkey, like I guess here. Make sure you get all the pops. But yeah, this should be a pretty fun week. And look at that, I can still get Benjamin round 1. Perfect. This should be a pretty fun week, all things considered. Even though this one is going to be pretty tough, I do think we can do it. We do have some really good Paragons. Ace is still here, so that's probably going to be the one Paragon that I want to put everything into. Looking back, I probably should have gotten Geraldo. Actually, never mind, Geraldo's banned for this week. I guess in GQE, kind of read everyone's mind there. I do wonder if I can afford an overclocked BRF before Vortex comes in. I think I can, because you got a lot of farms here. I'm just trying to make as much money as humanly possible. Not really sure I want to get the BRF, but I think it's fine. Yeah, 26,000, pretty good. So I guess I'll get it here. Go for that. And then next thing, I guess we'll just kind of spam down marketplaces and upgrade some of them into central markets. Then I guess we do also want to get Balloon Trap down at some point. I think I'll kind of wait until like round 27. Looking at round 34 Banana Central, I think it is worth it, even though I do kind of lose out on a lot of money. Just having this up as soon as I can is going to be very useful, as I really do want to get as much down as humanly possible. I would definitely like to potentially get down a Flying Fortress and MAD for tier 1. Just because since Vortex is going to have so much HP, I think the pops from trying to cruise many pops from Flying Fortress is definitely going to be worth it. Alright, so we have 161k. I don't think that's enough to afford both MAD and Flying Fortress. I think that's fine. As long as we can get the mat, actually, we can. Or should I go for Ultra Boost? Because, I don't know, getting Ultra Boosted stacks this early is going to be very helpful, but I think I'll kind of hold off on that. So I guess I'll get Flying Fortress, I guess, here. Do want that Monkey Town income, although doing this means I do lose on Balloon Trap income. But I think it's fine. This is 141k. This should be fairly easy. This map is pretty cramped because it's Resort, but even still, I think it should be fine. So once this is over, I could definitely sell into Ultra Boost, which is going to be very handy. I might even be able to afford a Paragon by tier 2, if everything goes well. Thankfully, Dart Monkey's not banned, so that'll be very useful. Or I guess I could do Tack, but I'm kind of worried that Tack's going to get stunned. Okay, so tier 1's fairly easy, but that's kind of what I expected. As the earlier tiers usually pretty easy, it's just the later tiers that are an issue. Now the only issue is going to be that monkey limit. That's going to be really annoying to kind of contend with. To kind of get around that, let me actually get down my monkeys earlier. So I'll probably get Apex in the kind of middle here. Okay, so 251k, pretty good. I don't think I need to invest much. I mean, I guess I can invest a little, but yeah, degree 24 for tier 2 should be fine. Yeah, it's only 800k. I probably don't even need a Paragon if I'm being completely honest. Like, I think this might be a little bit overkill, but I mean, just to be as safe as possible, might as well. I don't really think this is going to lose me too much money in the long run anyways. So it seems that we're going to max out on farm space pretty soon. So I guess in order to, maximize, I could go for overclocks. Just to overclock each and every BRF individually. Let me actually even get Energizer down just to kind of reduce the cooldowns. And I am going to have to get a ton of tech pots down. Okay, so only took 3 rounds, pretty good, pretty good. Alright, how many pops are you at? Only like around 200k. Not as much as I would hope, but I guess that's fine. Alright, so we've actually... I think this is the most amount of Ultra Boosts I'm going to get. I don't think I need any more, as I think the money's probably not going to be an issue if I had to guess. Hopefully not. It'd be really kind of embarrassing down the line if it was. I guess the one thing I could do is I could sell some of these BRFs to add in things like Monkeynomics. And then I guess Wall Street. I'm assuming that Wall Street actually does make more than just a standard BRF with the Banana Central buff. So I guess this is probably going to be one of the few bosses where I'm actually considering going for NG Paragon. Since I already have all these engineers down, it only seems to make sense to go for NG Gon. I don't really know if Spike Factor is going to be all that useful here, just because the kind of stunning is going to really hurt it a lot. So I might just end up skipping Spectre Paragon here. Which I don't really think it's going to be too much of a bad thing, because we still have some decent options even without it. As it just feels a little bit too expensive to invest into a Paragon that's going to be stunned most of the time. Now I do wonder if I can go for, let's say, like a makeshift Boomerang Paragon, since I don't think I want to invest everything into Ninja right now, which is the Paragon I'm probably going to get for tier 4. So I'm hoping that for tier 3 we can go for a Ninja, or not Ninja, a Boomerang. I just want to see how much HP tier 3 has before I actually commit to that. 5.8, I think Boomerang can handle that. I mean, I could go for Ninja now. The only thing though is that would mean I would less pops for this guy, although I guess like rounds 80 through 100 don't really give too much anyways. So I guess it might be fine, but let me just see if... Actually no, because whatchamacallit is kind of fast, so I think I'll go for Ninja now. I guess I'll get Ninja right here. I guess we'll just kind of say screw Tack, as I don't know if Tack's going to be too useful. The only issue though is going to be space. We aren't going to have a ton of space for monkeys. Yeah, I'm out of things already. Man, that limit sure is annoying. I think the kind of monkey limit definitely is my least favorite boss restriction. Like, I can see why it's there, but it just can be kind of annoying to play around. It does serve a purpose, but I just don't really like the purpose it serves. I guess I could temporarily sell some of these villages. I'm not really sure if this is even worth keeping around at this point, so I guess I'll sell it. Just anything just to get a little bit more ninjas. Let's see. I don't really know how much I want to invest. If I want to invest everything, I guess it wouldn't be too bad. Let's see. Degree 61. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll keep it. Okay, so tower. So the first program we're gonna have is Degree 61 Ninja. And that should permastall whatchamacallit. I guess it would be worth it to try to go for a bigger Opolis. I don't want to commit to that, so I'm just not going to worry about it. as it does seem kind of annoying to kind of worry about. I guess I could go for a little bit of a trade empire army since I've kind of ran out of farm space. I didn't actually think farm space was actually going to be a little bit of an issue here, but I guess resort's just not really as spacious as you would think it would be. Yeah, so I think I actually am going to get a larger obelisk, like let's say down here. I could, so let me untech bot ultra boost so we can get a bigger radius. I don't think I'm going to go as far as to get another village down, just because there's not really a whole lot of space for it. Okay, so 10 stacks now, sacrifice, and we got a massive Monkeyopolis. Pretty nice. Okay, I just also realized I am going to sell some of these. It was a bit of a mistake getting them, but oh well. Alright, so I think I will commit myself to submarine. If submarine doesn't work, then I'll guess I'll pivot into something else. Not really sure. Don't want to pull the trigger on this guy just yet. Want to accrue as much as possible. I'm hoping to potentially get max, which I think is 76 in single player. And without Geraldo. Actually, first strike is the most expensive, so I should be going for this. Alright, Nautic Siege Core, let's see. 58. Okay, let me use Lord of the Abyss to try to squeeze in 2 more degrees. I want at least 60 on all my Paragons. 60 on the money, perfect. Alright, so that should work, hopefully. If not, and I'm not really sure what other Paragon I get. I could pull the trigger on NG. The only thing though is that NG is going to be a little bit more expensive. Although, I mean, at this point, it's not like I'm like ranking in too much dough. I'm only making like 2 million by the time whatchamacallit comes in, so it's not like I'm making a ton of money still though. I think that says 23 million, which is a lot. Okay, so I think we'll be fine. Yeah, just as long as things are getting stunned, but we should hopefully just be fine. And also forgot that Nautic Siege Core's cooldown is long. Yeah, but it does seem that we are kind of struggling here. Thankfully, Flying Fortress in a spot where it's not going to get stunned. I think we are going to be able to beat this tier. It just might be a little bit close. Especially with all that stunning that's going to be taking place. Okay, so let me move Flying Fortress down. Whoops. Let me go back home. I need to move Flying Fortress back down so it actually has some good angles. Because as it is right now, it's going to get blocked. So it's something like down here. I also do want something to kind of help it out. So I guess maybe Solver down here. Just hopefully kind of catch any leaks that may go by. Ice could also be helpful. Just want to put ice in a spot where it's not going to get stunned. So you can miss maybe like down here. Just if we can get up Nautic Siege Core's ability, I think we'd be fine. DT is a little bit scary, but thankfully, a ninja's kind of giving everything camo ability is really coming clutch here. Although it's still though, it doesn't seem, we're still kind of hurting against DTs. Okay, that's a bit scary. Okay, hopefully they're out of range so they're not getting stunned. Yeah, the Paragons aren't getting stunned anymore, so they should be doing a lot better damage to Vortex now. And the hardest part about this map is the fact that it's so cramped that like everything is gonna get stunned. Okay, so that was that. A little bit scary, but we got there eventually. Eventually we got there. Oops, I actually did not mean to do that. Can I go back to prevent the ability from going off? Because the cooldown, I think for that, it's like 5 minutes or something. It's so slow. Nope. Well, I guess we'll have to use the ability then. Hopefully it comes back up. Actually, I don't think it's that slow. I think it's only like 2 minutes, but still though, the cooldown's really long. Okay, so we have 3.1 before selling. Not really as much as I would like. I was hoping for at least 4 mil. Still can't have it all, I guess. So 4.2 after selling everything. I'll keep this guy around. Okay, so I definitely want to go for Ace first. So I'll get Ace down here in the corner. Just to prevent it from getting stunned. So I'll turn this Sarabamba into the Doom Ship. And then of course I do want to go for sacrifices. I'm not really sure how much I want to invest. I don't know if 4 degree 60 plus paragons are going to be enough, even though we are going to have Ace among them, which is basically like 2 degree 60 plus paragons in itself. I'm still not sure if that's going to be enough because Vortex's speed here is just so ridiculous. The fact that you don't have Seer Monkey 2 is really hurtful too. Not having access to Temple, brutal. Also, this is definitely one of those times where I do wish that Ninja Kiwi did implement the Paragon Helper into the base game so you can actually see what degree the Paragons are going to be before you sacrifice. That definitely is a quality of life and feature I would like to see in the next update. So let's see, we have 3.5. I guess I'll invest 3.5 mil. Or 1.5 mil. So just something like this. That's only 55. That's not good enough. I need more. Dang, 55 again? I think I'll just roll with it and just see how it does. I can't be bothered. Do I want to invest everything? Because I mean, I could go for another Paragon, although I don't know which one I'd get. It's not like it's gonna be very high. I could go for Boat just for the purpose of buffing Ace, which I guess I will do. 38, cool. I don't think this defense is gonna work now that I look at it, but I mean, even if it doesn't, we do have options. And I guess this could just be like a little bit of a test run. 4, perfect. All right, so 117 mil, perfect. So I guess we'll use that, see how that does. That did basically nothing. Damage isn't looking too bad, surprisingly. Also, I should be Carpet Bomb microing now that I think about it. Let me put you on Wing Monkey. Do this. Let's see how close this is. As I am curious, let me put you on Locked. Don't feel like microing you. Get this down. If I did have to change something, I guess I would remove Engigon as definitely the weak link here. Do something like this. And it did kind of block my Kyber Bar Micro, unfortunate. This definitely is doing a lot better than I thought it was. I do wonder if the DPS would maybe kind of skyrocket once Vortex is no longer stunning the towers. It seems like we're gonna potentially like a little over halfway. Oh, it's gonna reach the point where it's gonna stun Ace, which is gonna be painful. Okay, so it's gonna stun the Ace, that's fine. Yeah, it's like a little... Yeah, so we're gonna do like a little over halfway. So I guess we're not too far off. Okay, so that gives me some hope. I think what I want to do is I just want to say maybe screw Engie and then just go in for Boats. I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. Yeah, because we're down to 3 out of 2 skulls. So, yeah, so we're not too far off. So we're not too far off. Okay, even though I did say did want to go for Engie, I'm just gonna say screw it. And we're just gonna use the extra money to invest into more for Boat. Or not for Boat, for Ace, because Ace wasn't even 60. So I do want to at least get that up to 60 minimum. 62, finally. It actually took a lot longer than it really should have to get degree 60. That doesn't really leave me a whole lot for Boats, but I guess that's fine. So I guess, yeah, I guess we'll go for Boats. I mean, I am kind of tempted to go for this guy, but it's just so expensive, 800,000. versus boats like, what, like 500k. So it definitely does seem that, do think that Spike Factory Paragon is going to be really good against Bloonarius and Lich potentially, but I don't really think it's going to be all that good against, like, let's say Vortex, just due to the stunning or phase, just because it lurches forward, so it's going to get out of the range of these spikes. So let me do this guy so he gets a little bit more. I wonder how high of a degree this is going to be. 43. I guess that's not bad. Will this work? Who knows? If this doesn't work, I might switch out Submarine for something else. Not really sure what it would be. Although it does seem that Submarine might be pulling ahead just because it's at 17 million and this is at 19. Not too far behind. And if this doesn't work, I might switch over to Magus. Although Magus is kind of disappointing every time I used it, but I'm a little bit out of ideas at this point. Will say that this Nautic Siege Core ability doesn't really feel like the nuke it should be. Doesn't actually really feel like it's a huge devastating nuclear bomb. It always kind of felt a little bit disappointing. Also, man, these things get stunned for a long time. Okay, so it did that thing. I didn't really notice a huge tick up in damage. But oh well. Okay, so we're going into the final loop. DPS should increase, but we won't have a ton of time. Aces didn't get stunned, surprisingly. Use this here. I don't know if this is going to be the winning one. Not really sure. I might have to restart and replace Ace with something else, maybe Boat. Only thing is that Boat's kind of expensive. Yeah, that speed is killer. That speed is ridiculous. Yeah, I think I might restart, but I'm actually going to come back to this tomorrow just to take a little bit of a break. Pretty fun boss, but if you do some min-maxing. I don't think Submarine was the move. I just kind of want to try it out because I normally don't. But I do wish we had some stronger Paragons because I do kind of feel railroaded sometimes with options. Alright, so it is the next day. What changes have I made? Well, you can see I have a lot more money, 5.6 million. That was mainly due to the fact that I did get a much larger monkey output. So you can see here, the selling cost is 200k and it has made 2.2 million. It's also 10x ultra boosted. I also got this guy down a lot earlier, so it's made 500,000. Also have went for degree 61 boat, and I still kept Ninja around because I still think Ninja is really good. Also because Ninja is my favorite Paragon so far. And so I think that this should be the winning run here. I'm still not going to go for Engineer Gun. I don't really think it's worth spending the money for it. So we have 7 million. Okay, so I think this should hopefully be the winning run. If I can't beat this with 7 million, that'd be ridiculous. And so we're definitely going to be going for Ace. Ace is still the best option here. Of course, want to get it down in the corner, so let me get you over here. So I can probably do a max money invest and still have a ton of money left over. I do want to see if I can go for Magus, and then after Magus, I do want to go for another Paragon. I want to at least get 5? I think 5 would be enough. If not, then I don't know. Also, I do hope that this is at least degree 60. I don't want to have to replace down everything yet again. I really can't wait for the day that NinjaQ does add in a Sniper Paragon, as I think Sniper Paragon or Vortex would be amazing. Anyways, how much? 3. So much money though. I don't want to invest that much. Let me go like 2.6. 64. I'll take it, and we have 3 million left over. Nice. Let me move you over here for Carpet Bomb Micro. Put you on Wing Monkey. Magus. I think I'll put Magus like here. Right, so how much can I invest? I could invest everything. And I would do that, but I'm gonna invest like 1.5. Actually, no, I want to invest like $1 million into this. So let me do. I'll do 1 mil. Degree 50. That's fine. And then I guess for the last Paragon, Not really sure. I mean, I could go for... Actually, I'm not even sure if I would have enough to be able to afford to go for this, because Sewer Mine's pretty expensive. So I guess we'll just invest the rest into... Boomer's pretty good. Alright, so let's see what degree you are. We have some money left over just in case. 46. Okay, so we have 3 degree 60 paragons, and 2 of them are over degree 40. If this doesn't work, I'd honestly be genuinely surprised. I guess it couldn't hurt to get down some stuff, so I guess I can get down sewer mines. Cause why not? Sniper, I guess, just because. And then I guess let's play. I guess ice here for the Embrit. Not thinking it's gonna add too much. Okay, so this would definitely be significantly faster than it was before. Alright, it's gonna stun. Don't want to use whatchamacallit just yet. Use our first carpet bomb. Can you stun soon? I would like to use this thing actually. Where's Magus? Forgot you actually have to micro this thing. So let me drain, but it's gonna stun again, so there's that. So I gotta wait. I think the next time I'm gonna be able to use carpet bomb is probably gonna be here. Alright, so use it now. Alright, and then I'll just use this because why not? Actually, no, that's the wrong ability. It's this one that's the metamorphosis. That's fine. Alright, we're making pretty good progress. We're like halfway there, but I mean, you're kind of halfway to dying here. Anyways, another carpet bomb. So let's go here, use that. Magus, how I need you to drain. And then it's gonna stun. Okay, it's fine. I'll just use you now. And there we go, damage is skyrocketing. Yeah, I think this might win. I think it's gonna stun Ace, that's okay. Actually, no, Ace didn't get stunned, so lucky me there. But this might come down to the wire. I mean, if this doesn't work, I would just have to switch up what paragons I get. Maybe instead of trying to go for more paragons, I might go for, I don't know, maybe something like, maybe invest into Spike. Use another carpet bomb. We do have another metamorphosis up, but it needs to be in range. I need you to drain, so let me use metamorphosis now. This is gonna be the last skull, so it's gonna be pretty close. It's gonna go back, it's gonna stun everything. We just have to burst down like 14 mil. Come on, I know you guys can do this. Use the last carpet bomb most likely. I just need the paragons to come back up, come on. And that's so close, it really is so close. The annoying part is I have to sell everything yet again. Okay, so this setup here, what's this attempt to? We still have degree 60, these two added in Spike, just to see how it does. I'm not really convinced it's going to do too well, but who knows? Maybe the residual spikes that can build up towards the end can be very helpful. Magus is degree 28. Hopefully a degree 28 Magus can actually outperform a degree, whatchamacallit, Boomerang. I'm assuming it does, but who knows, who knows? Anyways, don't really have high hopes for this run, but who knows? I'm not really sure how much more money I would really need, because at this point, like, if I don't have enough money, I would honestly just have to go all the way up to saving up for like 10 mil, but I'm not even sure I would do that. Okay, so we got the first skull, got it. I think that's kind of early. Alright, so let's do this. It's gonna go around the small loop. Magus, what's your cooldowns at? It's a bit unfortunate, I can't actually see how long the cooldown is while it's stunned. Guess it's fine. I'll use this early just because why not? Okay, we got second skull, I think that's fairly early. Okay, so let me actually do this diagonally. Let's do that. Alright, I think that was pretty decent. But man, that stun is brutal. It lasts so long. It feels like a 45-second stun. I'm not really sure how long it is by tier 5, but it really feels like it's like 45 seconds or something like that. Alright, another cart bomb. It's gonna loop back around. This is done 8 mil. This is done 2 mil. Alright, so our DPS should be going up a little bit more. I think it's going around this final loop, or it might be going around this loop. Yeah, it's going around the final loop, so there's that. Okay, so Magus is up. Okay, is it stun? No. Okay, so let me use Metamorphosis. Let's use that ability. So it should be getting drained. Hold on, let me Carpet Bomb like over here. Okay, so let me go back. This feels about the same damage-wise. If we can pop this skull before it hits this bend, I'd be happy with that. I don't think we are going to be able to. Magus' Metamorphosis is coming back up, so there's that. Okay, so hit the skull for the bend. Nice. Nice, nice. Let's put one here. Okay, it's another Carpet Bomb. Let's see, what are you at? Metamorphosis now. We need to burst down this last skull. Get as much time. Okay, perfect. And we do have some spikes up. I think Spike Factory is still attacking. I think only... Okay, so... Well, whatchamacallit and got stunned. That's fine. Okay, we did it. Oof, this was tough. Yeah, this is probably the hardest boss week we've actually ever had. That was actually a really hard one. Okay. It's just, wow. Man, that speed on Vortex is nutty. But Ace coming in clutch with 61 million, and no surprises there. Let's see. This guy did pretty good, 18 mil. This guy only did 19 mil, no surprise, 37 and 35. Okay. Oof, that was quite stressful, honestly. Heart rate's actually going up. But yeah, that was a pretty fun week. Definitely, I do believe this is the hardest boss week we've had so far. There's no other boss week that comes to mind that was as difficult as this one. Even something like Dread Balloon and Muddy Puddles wasn't as bad as this one, in my opinion. I think the only other week that could be comparable was probably the very first week where Blueberries was introduced, when bosses were first introduced. But that week was tough just because we didn't actually know what was good here. That was kind of, we were experimenting. So that first week on Monkey Meadow with Blueberries, that one was really brutal. That was mainly hard just because we didn't know what we were doing. So yeah, that's the only reason why. Like, if that week came back around with like the same restrictions, which I don't think there were any, it would be smooth sailing, really easy. You could do it in your sleep. But yeah, this one was awful. But yeah, that was pretty fun though. So if you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and join Discord. Link is down below in the description. Have a nice day, everyone, and good luck to people who tried this week, because it was tough.